Hi everybody, this activity is a very short and simple one that will help you process subconscious feelings using your imagination. So basically, our subconscious is built up, so our subconscious is part of our mind and it is built up over our life. So it is influenced by the people we meet, the people in our life, the people in our culture, the experiences that we've had, all fill up our subconscious to create our belief system. So some of us will have a very positive belief system because we may have experienced a lot of positivity in our lives. Some of us might have a limiting belief system because of the experiences that we've had. In my experience, the best way to fix anything that is limiting in your subconscious is to do activities that help you access it. And because it is deeply buried, creativity is one of the best ways that we can do that. So the exercise that I'm going to talk you through today is a drawing exercise. And as with all creative outlets, we don't need a talent to be able to get the full benefits and the full joy and the processing of those deep rooted feelings through it. So we don't have to be good at dancing, we don't have to be good at drawing, we don't have to be particularly artistic and talented to do those sort of activities. So this one that I'm going to talk you through today is basically it's so easy to do, but everybody's experience of it will be different and everybody will have a different outcome from it. And one of the things that I love about doing this kind of activity with you guys or the people that I've worked with before is that everybody will have such a varied response to it. And if I was to look at all of your artwork that you've done based on the same brief, the same instruction, it's amazing. It just shows how different all of us think, how different our minds are, how different we are as people, and it's beautiful because I love how unique we are and how different we think, and it's just very special, I think, when I do this activity. So what you're going to do is, if you want to do this, is get a piece of paper, and the instruction is to draw a tree. Everybody's tree will be different. When you've drawn your tree, I want you to then expand on this drawing however you want to. So I'm not going to give you too much scope because I want this to be a very personal experience for you. When you have spent some time creating your image, when you've spent some time building up whatever it is you're going to present on your piece of paper, I want you to then think about a story that can go with your picture. So you might want to ask yourself what is happening in your picture. Has your picture always looked like that, or has it changed recently? If it has changed, how did that come about? Did somebody make it change? Did it change for the better, or did it used to be a more positive place than it is now? Ask yourself as many questions as you can, and if you do this with a grown-up, encourage your grown-up to ask you questions based on the answers that you've just given. So you're pulling at a thread, basically. If you've drawn a character in your image, your grown-up might want to ask you, or you might want to ask yourself, who is that grown-up? What's their story? What are they like as a person? What kind of things have they done in their life? So that you can really build up a picture of who it is you are drawing and who it is that you are creating. So you're going to ask yourself lots and lots of questions about your picture. And when you've got an idea of a basis for your story, you can expand it. So you can ask a simple question of what happens next. So, for example, if your picture is full of battles or wars or trauma, it's basically not a happy picture, ask yourself, will it always be like that? And if the answer is yes, if you can bring some change into your work, ask yourself, what would make this picture change? What would make this place become more peaceful? And again, pull on that thread. Where would that help need to come from? How can your characters, if there are any characters, or how can your plants or your trees or whatever you've drawn, how can they reach out for help? So again, explore your picture in more depth. Look at it as an ever-changing landscape, an ever-changing place. When you've done that, so when you've taken it from your original image to then discussing or thinking about how it could change if you want it to become more positive. Some of you might have your original image and there might be danger coming. So yours might go from a nice peaceful place to actually there is some danger that's going to come to this place, and you will follow it through in that way. So you've got your original image, you've got your what happens next, and then can it become more positive? And then when you've finished that, when you've finished exploring what can possibly change in your image, you're going to take it a step further and you're going to imagine your picture, your landscape, your basically whatever it is that you've created, you're going to imagine it a little bit further along. So you might imagine it in, I don't know, 5 years' time. Would it still look the same, or would it change? When you've done that, when you've thought about the future of your place that you've created, I want you to ask yourself, when you've done all the exploring that you can, and you've thought about the past of your place, the future of your place, you might want to think about the past of your place as well. When you've explored your world that you've created in as much depth as you can, ask yourself if there is any way to protect it from any future trauma. So when I've done this activity with you guys, or whoever has done this activity, often a lot of you will think of force fields protecting your place, or you will think of a passcode that people need to be able to get inside. You think of ways, and you're very creative, of thinking of ways of how your place can be protected. I think that's a really lovely thing to do, because when we're thinking of protecting the world that we've created, we can then, it's like protecting us on a deeper level. It's our way of vetting feelings that we get and vetting thoughts and beliefs that we have. So when you protect your forest, for example, it's your way of protecting your mind from negative influences. And when we do that, when we start to protect ourselves on a subconscious level, we're better able to stop negative thoughts and beliefs from getting to us on a deep level. So even if we come into contact with people who might be quite negative towards us, the more resilience we build up by protecting our inner self, the easier it is for us to say, no, I don't believe that, that's not true about me, and we don't take those thoughts on. And when we don't take those thoughts on, they don't become part of our belief system. So this is a really, really simple and fun, I think, activity to do, but it works on so many deep levels at building up a lovely, resilient inner world for ourselves. I hope you enjoy it, and if you are one of the people that I see regularly or would have seen regularly, I can't wait to see some of the work that you've done. And yep, Take care, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye bye.